My child, before your thoughts rush in, before your mind starts listing reasons this cannot be true, before doubt begins its quiet argument, I need you to hear this clearly. I'm proud of you right now. Not proud of the version of you that might exist someday. Not proud of the person you think you have to become. Not proud of you after everything is fixed, healed, or proven. I am proud of you now, in this exact moment, exactly as you are. Let that settle. Do not rush past it. Do not try to correct it. Do not shrink it to something safer or more familiar. I'm not speaking about potential. I'm not speaking about what you will do. I'm speaking about who you are, standing here, listening, breathing, still trying even when you feel tired of trying. I have waited a long time to meet you here. Not because I was distant. Not because I was unsure. And never because I forgot you. I waited because timing matters when the heart is involved. There are words that cannot be heard until a soul has lived long enough, lost enough, waited enough, and grown quiet enough to receive them. There are truths that sound like noise to a guarded heart, but sound like rest to a tired one. And now you are tired in a way that strength alone cannot fix. Your heart has grown weary of carrying questions you never fully asked. Your spirit has grown quiet from enduring more than you ever explained. You have learned how to survive, how to function, how to keep going. But something in you finally whispered, I need something more than endurance. That whisper brought you here. I see the hesitation in your hand. I saw the moment you almost moved on. I saw the doubt rise gently, pretending to be logic, telling you this was probably nothing, that you would come back later, that you did not have time, that you were too tired to listen again. I stopped you for a reason. Not to frighten you. Not to pressure you. But to reach you. You have been carrying more than you admit. Holding yourself together in ways no one applauds. Smiling through moments that quietly drained you. Showing up even when your heart felt heavy, even when hope felt thin, even when rest felt distant. What you have been enduring was never random. It was not meaningless. It was not punishment. It was not proof that you were forgotten or overlooked. It was shaping you for this moment, a moment where truth could finally reach you without bouncing off walls of defense. If I had spoken to you this way years ago, you would have heard the words but missed the meaning. Your ears would have listened, but your heart would not have been ready to rest inside the truth. Back then, you were still trying to prove yourself. You tried to earn peace through effort. You tried to earn love through endurance. You tried to earn worth through strength. You did not yet know how to receive without guilt. You did not yet know how to listen without fear. You did not yet know how to rest without feeling undeserving. But time has shaped you. Pain has softened you. Waiting has humbled you. Not to break you, but to open you. Now you are here not because you figured everything out, but because your heart finally paused long enough to say, I cannot do this alone anymore. That pause mattered. Distraction has been your greatest enemy, not failure, not sin, not mistakes, not weakness. Noise. The noise of comparison. The noise of expectations. The endless movement that keeps you surviving without ever asking why you feel empty. You learned to keep going because stopping felt dangerous. Stillness required honesty. And honesty felt vulnerable. So I did not speak louder. If I had shouted, you might have pulled away. If I had demanded, you might have resisted. Instead, I came closer. Quietly. I stepped into your moment knowing that deep down, something in you would recognize me. Not with certainty, but with a familiar stirring. A sense that this was not accidental. And you were right. What you endured taught you discernment. What disappointed you taught you patience. What confused you taught you humility. Even when you complained. Even when you doubted. Even when you wanted to stop believing. You stayed. That is why I am proud of you. Not because you were flawless, but because you did not quit when quitting would have made sense. You wondered for a long time if anyone noticed how hard you tried. You wondered if your quiet faith mattered, if your silent endurance counted for anything. You looked at your life and felt like you were always holding on, never quite arriving. And slowly, without realizing it, you began to believe that maybe you were invisible. But you were never invisible to me. I saw the choices you made when no one was watching. I saw the restraint no one praised. I saw the integrity you chose when compromise would have gone unnoticed. You walked away from things that were familiar but wrong. You held your tongue when speaking would have caused harm. You carried responsibility that was never assigned to you. None of that made headlines. None of it brought applause. But heaven noticed. Silence from others was never proof of insignificance. It was proof that your strength did not need an audience. Do not walk away now and tell yourself you will come back later. Later is where understanding fades. Later is where courage cools. Later is where the heart gets busy again and forgets what it felt like to be seen. This moment is not here to pressure you. It is here to align you. Something in you already knows that if you ignore this, you will feel its echo in the days to come. A quiet restlessness asking, "What did I miss?" The cycle would return. Not because I am cruel, but because lessons unattended repeat. You have already carried repeated lessons long enough. You have already lived through delay, confusion, and quiet frustration. I'm offering you clarity now. Not all at once. Not everything explained. But enough to stop walking in circles. Enough to begin trusting what you feel instead of dismissing it. You asked for a sign. Sometimes boldly. Sometimes quietly. Sometimes through tears you never explained. This is that sign. Not dramatic. Not loud. Personal. It meets you where you are. In your tiredness. In your honesty. In your quiet hope that things can still change. Stay with me. You do not need to understand everything yet. You only need to trust that this moment matters. I am proud of you. I have waited for you. You almost missed this, but you did not. And because you stayed, what comes next will not feel like pressure or punishment. It will feel like clarity, like peace, like finally understanding why the road was so long. Do not walk away. This is not the end of the message. It is the beginning of your understanding. I am proud of you even if no one else has ever said it. I am proud of you right now. Not for what you achieved. Not for how impressive you appeared. Not for how strong you looked on the outside. I am proud of you for how you endured when no one was watching. There were days you woke up already tired. Not tired from lack of sleep, but tired in your spirit. Tired from carrying responsibility without relief. Tired from being the one who held things together while quietly coming apart. And still you showed up. You did not always feel brave. You did not always feel faithful. Sometimes you felt numb. Sometimes doubtful. Sometimes exhausted beyond words. Yet you stayed. You stayed when life felt unkind. You stayed when answers did not come. You stayed when belief felt fragile and hope felt thin. I saw the moments you almost gave up but didn't. I saw the nights you lay awake replaying conversations, decisions, and disappointments. I saw the thoughts you never shared because you did not want to worry others or be misunderstood. You held yourself together through storms you did not choose. You learned how to breathe through pain, how to function through confusion, how to keep moving when clarity refused to come. That kind of survival is not accidental. It is sustained. You thought you survived on willpower alone, but you were carried more than you realize. There were limits placed on what could reach you. There were boundaries you could not see, but I enforced them. You felt pressure, but it did not crush you. You felt confusion, but it did not erase you. You felt tested, but you were never abandoned. I was present, even when you did not feel me. You obeyed quietly in ways no one applauded. You made choices rooted in integrity when compromise would have gone unnoticed. You resisted bitterness when it tried to settle into your spirit. You held your tongue when speaking would have caused harm. You walked away from things that felt familiar but wrong. You chose restraint when no one would have blamed you for reacting. These moments did not look spiritual. They did not feel powerful. They did not bring recognition. But they mattered. Heaven noticed every one of them. You believed you were unseen because people did not say thank you. Because effort went unrecognized. Because sacrifice blended into routine. But silence from others was never proof of insignificance. It was proof that your strength did not need an audience. You carried responsibility without being asked. You showed up when it was inconvenient. You held space for others while quietly needing space yourself. That kind of love leaves marks on the soul. And I noticed every one. I am proud of you for surviving moments that almost broke you. There were nights you wondered how much more you could take. There were seasons you questioned whether it was worth continuing to hope. There were thoughts you pushed away because they scared you. Yet you did not let despair define you. Even when you stumbled, you got back up. Even when you doubted yourself, you kept seeking truth. Even when shame whispered that you were behind, you kept moving forward. That resilience is not ordinary. It is formed through experience, through surrender, through time spent wrestling honestly with life. You matured without applause. You grew without recognition. You deepened in ways that did not show on the surface. And I am proud of that growth because it came from depth, not display. You were never invisible. I saw you in the crowd. I saw you in the quiet. I saw you when you felt overlooked and when you felt forgotten. I saw you when you questioned your value. I saw you when you tried to convince yourself that what you did not matter. But it mattered to me. Every choice rooted in love mattered. Every act of patience mattered. Every time you chose not to give up mattered. I am proud of you, not because you never failed, but because failure did not become your identity. You learned from it. You carried the lesson forward. You refused to let shame define you. Even when you fell short, you did not stop seeking. Even when you were unsure, you did not stop listening. That matters. You tried to earn what was always freely given. You worked hard to deserve love you already had. You measured yourself by progress, by comparison, by outcomes. But love was never meant to be your reward. It was always meant to be your foundation. I am proud of you because you are beginning to unlearn the lie that you must prove yourself to be worthy of rest, care, and belonging. I saw your inner strength long before you did. I saw how you adapted, how you learned, how you carried wisdom that came from pain rather than theory. You became compassionate because you knew what it felt like to be misunderstood. You became patient because life taught you how necessary it is. Those qualities did not come cheaply. They were formed through endurance. And I am proud of you for becoming deeper rather than harder. You are not overlooked by me. You never were. Even when you felt like just another face, another story lost in the noise of the world, I knew your name. I knew your heart. I knew the path you were walking. I knew the weight you carried along the way. You did not have to announce your pain for it to be real to me. You did not have to perform your faith for it to be valid. I am proud of you because you stayed soft in a world that tried to harden you. You did not let disappointment turn into cruelty. You did not let betrayal turn into bitterness. You did not let delay convince you that hope was foolish. You protected something precious inside you, even when it felt fragile. That quiet preservation of goodness is strength. The world rarely recognizes it. But I do. You were not invisible when you felt unseen. You were not insignificant when you felt overlooked. You were not forgotten when you felt alone. You were being formed. You were being strengthened. You were being held, even when you did not feel held. And now I am telling you plainly what you needed to hear long ago. I am proud of you. You do not need to earn this pride. You do not need to maintain it through effort. It does not disappear when you rest. It does not fade when you struggle. It rests on who you are and how you have lived, with honesty, endurance, and quiet courage. Let this truth settle your heart. Let it quiet the voice that says you are never doing enough. Let it challenge the belief that love must be deserved. You are loved because you exist. You are valued because you matter. You are seen because I see you. You never were invisible. I have been waiting for you. Not waiting because I was far away. Not waiting because I was uncertain. And never waiting because I forgot you. I waited because timing matters when the heart is involved. There are truths that can only be received after you have lived through certain seasons. After you have been stretched, disappointed, reshaped, and softened in ways you did not understand while they were happening. This moment was not sudden. It was prepared slowly, patiently, through years you once believed were being wasted. You thought the delays meant you were off track. You thought the closed doors meant you were unqualified. You thought the silence meant something had gone wrong. But none of it was accidental. Every detour, every disappointment, every unanswered prayer was part of aligning you to finally hear me without resistance and receive without fear. If I had spoken this clearly to you years ago, you would have heard the words but missed the meaning. Your ears would have listened, but your heart would not yet have known how to rest in the truth. There were seasons